Vandy got a quick run on the board in the first. Missouri immediately responded with Luke Matt's solo shot. Got a couple of scoreless frames as both pitchers have settled in nicely. Nobody scores in the second or the third. At 2-3-4 coming up for the Commodores, Diaz, Schreck, and Bolger with Logan Lunsford. Well, all of a sudden it's become incredibly tough just to put the ball in play against the young righty.
I told you the first inning is the hardest sometimes. Getting through the first inning unscathed is really, really hard as a pitcher and catcher combination.
6 straight Ks and a beautiful pitch to start the at-bat to Davis Diaz. One of the best bats in this lineup. On base at team high 22 straight games, 11-game hitting streak. Got 18 hits in his last 11 games. Not to mention, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You go Bradfield, Diaz, Schreck, Bolger. These are guys who all draw more walks than they do strikeouts. And that really just sets the tone. And you can put up a crooked number fast when you're drawing that many free passes and then giving the baton over to the middle of the order.
To be a good hitter in this league, in any league, you got to know the zone. If you don't know where the ball is when it's being thrown, you're in big trouble.
Head of the count here. And 3-1. So during the 12-game winning streak, Diaz has drawn 14 walks. And there's number 15.
You talked it into existence, Max.
So we still haven't seen a ball in play since the last batter of the first inning against Lunsford. Diaz so patient up there at the plate. On base percentage in SEC play entering today was .511. And now you get a guy aboard for their slugger, the Duke transfer to the grad student from Duke, and R.J. Schreck.
I guess he is loving the Vanderbilt confines with 7 Jimmies already. Jimmy is a home run, Max.
A Jimmy check.
Yeah, there we go.
31 ribbies, hitting .412 in conference play. 4 long balls in 9 games. Played for a while in the ACC. Talked to a couple of former teammates of his yesterday, and the way that they described Schreck, the former walk-on at Duke, a guy who got a spot on the roster really as a bullpen catcher, a guy who hadn't been catching ever in his life, gets a spot on. The thing they all emphasized, this guy works his tail off, and that's how you become such a successful player at a Duke program. And then Vandy taking, a guy who's a grad student, not something they do all the time. Tim Corbin talked about how, he's looking for the kind of character to join a team. If you're going to join Vandy and potentially take a starting job from somebody, you're going to be a person of sound character, because he loves to have these young guys grow and develop and then earn their spot on the field. Not have somebody come in and take it, but Schreck has done that and run with it.
He was explaining, you're exactly right, Max, and the word was protection. He wants to protect his program. He's not bringing anybody off the street. He wants to make sure that they're bought into what they're doing, because, quite frankly, it has worked for a long time.
Hitters count for Schreck, who takes one downstairs, and all of a sudden a leadoff walk, and now a 3-0 count to the powerful lefty. And I should say Corbin has known Schreck for a long time. This is a guy he's scouted. He's a Harvard-Westlake guy, grew up in L.A. That's his school, as good as they come in high school baseball. Back-to-back walks, 2 aboard for Jake Bolger.
Definitely going to draw a mound visit from pitching coach Ricky Meinhold here as he takes a slow stroll.
So last 8 batters, 3 Ks in the second in order, 3 Ks in the third in order, and now all of a sudden a little erratic out of nowhere. Second time through the order, you walk the 2-hitter and the 3-hitter, and now you get Bolger. But just to finish up on Schreck, it's a guy who, there's a couple of Harvard-Westlake guys on this team. Sam Lebonke, who's missed the last, couple of years with that arm injury. He's come back. Drew Bowser was on their team when he was at Harvard-Westlake, a guy having a terrific career at Stanford. Pete Crow Armstrong, the #1 prospect in the Chicago Cubs farm system, was there then. That's a team I think when they had that 3-headed monster, maybe the best you've ever heard of, with Lucas Giolito, Jack Flaherty, and with
Max Free.
They were all at the same high school together for 1 year. As that's its Harvard-Westlake, they just produce.
It's got to be something in the
talent.
water. Yeah, it's got to be something in the water for sure. They say everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Well, this is Southern California in L.A.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1-0 Max, you.
Texas certainly produces their fair share of pro baseball players. So 1 ball, no strikes. Vandy trying to take the lead back after they led 1-0 in the first. That is smoke down the left field line, but just out in front was Bolger. And this is where, you know, it's a game kind of coming in today. When you're taking on a team like Vandy, here's a look at that swing. No batting gloves, old-fashioned look from the catcher at Bolger. That looked like a kind of deep breath, like, ooh, I just missed that.
As you see down the left field line, a couple guys moving around down there for old Ricky Meinhold.
Break-even pitch. Settles on the outside corner, spins it to the perfect spot. Falls behind, now back ahead for Lunsford. Nice acknowledgement from Leach behind the plate. Swing and a miss, just what the doctor ordered. Punch out number 7.
Let's give that last pitch credit to the pitcher, but Leach, the pitch before, as you saw, stole it. This is the finisher here with the changeup. Really helped him with the pitch before, kind of stole a strike and was able to compete right there, throwing a changeup down, and as the hitter was out front and swung through it.
Now the freshman on freshman here. R.J. Austin with first to move to second. And it just feels like Logan Lunsford's really been working both edges of the plate, I should say. The breaking ball to the outside corner to the right. He comes back in, kind of buries that changeup low and inside.
You're exactly right. I think he's had his A stuff so far.
Pitching very confidently. Nice job there sliding to his right from Leach. So fell behind Bolger 1-0. Came back 3 straight strikes. Now behind R.J. Austin. He's been on base at 21 straight. Second longest active streak on the team. A nice pick on a fastball like they got away from the righty. Like it kicked up a little bit of those turf pellets up and maybe to Leach's mask too.
You're exactly right. Max, I don't know what Coach Steve Beezer's plan was going throughout the game. I didn't know if they were going to try to get him through 9. He's obviously, you know, gave Missouri a good start here, a good lead to the game. This is a big moment for him as 2 guys are on with 1 out and we're falling behind another guy. Just making sure that the understanding is.
Yeah, Kaylee Swain, the trainer in her 2nd year here with the Tigers, just making sure the eyes are okay on Leach. They're getting a little bit of rubber to the face. From the stretch, the 2-0. Lost that one. Now a ball away from walking the bases loaded.
This is where bullpen guys are starting to move around a little bit. Going to need to find the mechanics here.
Found him there, docks it at the knees, 3-1.
Nice balance, good leg lift. Threw the ball down there, good extension. Gonna need to make some pitches here.
That's gonna sneak out of play. And Lunsford, just like that, has worked it back full after falling behind 3-0.
Got himself into a count where he can maybe get Missouri another out here. Maybe for a ground ball, you never know. He's thrown all 3 pitches all day pretty well. Looking to help Missouri out of a jam.
So even get a strikeout or a ground ball. Instead, it's ball 4. 3rd walk of the inning. You see the raw motion there from Austin with the fist pump. Bases loaded for last week's SEC Freshman Player of the Week in Chris Maldonado. 6 for his last 7 entering today. He did strike out back in the 2nd inning, his first debut against Lunsford. This will be pitch number 70 for the freshman.
Need to be careful early here, Max.
Huge spot here in the 4th inning. He hung that one, and it was delivered well out of here, but pulled well foul. That was a hanger, but gets away with it a little bit inside.
See the head stay still. Real nice compact stroke, just missed that one a little out front.
Just a long strike. Comes right back, dumps straight back, 0-2. The timing has been there from Maldonado. What do you go to here, 0-2?
You know, it's tough to say, Max. I don't really.
The catcher in you.
Yeah, he's throwing all 3 pitches. I don't know, maybe this changeup, something down here, something inside.
Ground ball back up the middle. Base hit. Vandy's going to take the lead. 1 run home. The throw. Not in time. 2 score. 3-1 Commodores. Maldonado delivers again. RBIs number 18 and 19 in his freshman season.
Tried to go inside here. Right down Broadway. Not the best pitch. Got it in pretty quick. I thought Leach threw him out at second base, but they called him safe. So second and third, 1 out.
That was the first ball put in play against Lunsford since the final out when Jake Bolger popped out to third to end the first inning. And it does damage.
Walks will hurt you, Max.
And this team takes more than their fair share. Snap throw to third, almost in time. I mean, it's something Tim Corbin always talks about. You know exactly what you're going to get from this team day in and day out. They're so consistent. They're never going to beat themselves, and they do not really chase pitches out of the zone much either. As that's Jack foul, stays 0-2. Parker Nolan trying to double up the lead with a base hit. Mizzou playing the infield in.
Need to stop the bleeding here, Max. Need a big out.
Big 0-2.
Nice block by Leach behind the plate. He's been working for him here. It's a tough thing as a catcher where you don't know where the ball's going. Guys on base, traffic. It's a hard position.
Tim Corbin talked about how rewarding it's been to see Parker Nolan and his development and growth around his 4 years. Having a great 2023. It takes its side off the plate. Nolan entered today through 9 games in conference play with 5 homers, 20 RBIs. He came in with 20 RBIs in SEC play to just 10 strikeouts. That's downstairs, skits away. Runner between third and home as they got him in a rundown. Nice job by Leach, and he'll apply the tag to get the out. Almost a double play. Getting greedy was the freshman R.J. Austin. He got well too far off the bag at third. It got away from Leach, but just not that far.
You're exactly right. I think he had the right intentions, Max, but with 1 out and second and third here with a lefty up, I thought we could have maybe, unless it has to be a sure thing. That's what they tell you on third base. I know Tim Corbin's in his here. 2 outs.
Nolan, 261 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. As that's poked out towards left center. Austin over, inning over. Vandy puts up 2. Maldonado comes through again. Commodores lead 3-1.